Welcome, NACSMA members. This is a continuation of our series of interviews with contact center professionals. Welcome, Stefan Paskel.
Thank you for having me, Stephen.
Stefan, per our conversation today, we focus on compliance review. Can you give us some insights in regards to the purpose of a compliance audit in a contact center environment?
Yeah, when you think about compliance, it isn't always thought with the most positive thoughts, but a compliance review is important. It's basically a review of all of your internal processes and procedures in relations to what you might be held to, what standards you might be held to as a corporation. Sometimes those standards come from the government, sometimes it comes from other areas. But the thought is do the compliance review and try to identify any vulnerabilities, any weaknesses you might have before they get exposed.
So that brings up a good point to the viewers. What type of compliance review should I be looking for? What are the compliance situations that are out there that I should be concerned about being audited against as an organization?
Yeah, well, sometimes depending on the field we're in, some of that may be structured for us. So if I'm in the medical field, for example, if I'm a dentist, if I'm a doctor, then HIPAA, which is something that's common or at least a familiar term to many of us, is one of those set of compliances that I definitely want to be mindful of. If I'm working in the credit card industry or I have credit card information, then PCI is another set of standards that I might be tied to. And then there's just the informal, right? There might be security standards we might have just to make sure that our business is secure and that our customers' information is taken care of.
So that being said, if you're an organization that deals with financial or healthcare related information for individuals, it sounds like you have to have a structured audit in place based on the organization or government organization or industry organization that is requiring these types of audits. Should you use an internal or an external or a blending of those type auditors to ensure that you have all the bases covered? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, so I'm never going to tell another business owner what to do, but what I will say is that especially sometimes considering costs, some have thought, well, we'll audit our own stuff, and it generally doesn't go well. And it's not because of anything intentional, but you don't know what you don't know. And again, if you're trying to discover your own vulnerabilities, very often having somebody with a different perspective, someone that does this for a living, someone that will be able to go in, take a look at it, and be able to clearly, without any sort of issues or worrying about who reports to who, be able to tell you the facts, that's really what you want. And that's why getting that good auditor, seeing how they score it, seeing what their former track record is, and getting that great independent auditor, that's why it's such a wonderful best practice to have.
So if you're using a third-party auditor versus an in-house auditing team, is the cost structure, prohibitive, or why would we not want to use a third party? Is there any concerns or questions that you would think about?
That's a great question. And again, when we're thinking about our businesses, we're always trying to cut costs wherever possible. And I think the key term here is wherever possible, because if we do happen to have a violation and we do happen to not follow standards, well, those fines can be very significant. I mean, significant enough sometimes to bring us out of business. And then there's the implication from a brand perspective, right? If we get compromised or it comes out that we weren't taking care of our customers' information and it's a violation of privacy or something else, that's very often very difficult to recover from. So yes, is it going to cost something? Yes, but the rewards you get and the money that you save by staying in compliance is well worth it.
Well, Stefan, this has been a great conversation in regards to compliance and how an organization can ensure that they stay in compliance before an audit occurs and subsequent remediate audit items from a compliance perspective. Thanks so much for your time today. NACSMA members, if you'd like to read more about what Stefan has on the website, go to the North American Customer Service Management Association.com, and you can see more information that Stefan has documented. Stefan, thank you so much for your time today.
Always enjoy our conversation, Stephen. Thank you.
Thank you.